Tonight, you are not a king. You are not a knight. You are not a wealthy merchant. You are a poor medieval peasant living in a small cottage with your family. There is no electricity, no running water, no modern medicine, only hard work and the hope of surviving another day. Outside, the world is still dark. Inside the cottage, a single candle burns softly. Its warm light flickers across rough wooden walls. Beside you, your family sleeps on simple beds of straw. Tomorrow will be much like today. The same work, the same struggles, the same hopes. But for now, the village is quiet, and before the sun rises, let us step into the forgotten world of an ordinary medieval family. The room is cold, much colder than most people today could imagine. The fire that kept the family warm during the night is slowly dying. Only a few glowing embers remain beneath the ashes. The boy opens his eyes. For a moment, everything is quiet. Then he hears movement outside. His father is already awake. There is no sleeping late in a medieval village. The animals must be fed. Water must be carried. Work must begin. The day wore. The cottage is small, very small. One room serves almost every purpose. It is where the family eats. It is where they work. It is where they sleep. Smoke stains the wooden walls. The smell of the hearth never disappears. It clings to their clothes, their blankets, even their hair. The family owns very little: a wooden table, a few stools, some clay bowls, a chest for their most valuable possessions. Nothing more. Every object has value. Every object must last for years. Breakfast is simple: a small bowl of porridge, a piece of dark bread. Sometimes there is cheese. Sometimes there is not. The boy eats slowly. He knows there will not be much food until evening. Every crumb matters. Nothing can be wasted. The family cannot afford waste. Many medieval peasants spend most of their lives thinking about food. How much remains? How much is needed? And whether it will be enough to survive the winter. Hunger is never far away. Outside, the village is beginning to wake. Thin fog hangs over the fields. A rooster calls in the distance. A dog barks somewhere beyond the cottages. The morning air feels damp. The boy takes a deep breath. For a few moments, the world feels peaceful. But the peace will not last. There is always work to do. Always another task waiting. The rhythm of village life never stops. His father hands him a wooden bucket. Together they walk toward the village well. The bucket feels heavy even before it is filled. There are no machines, no pumps, no running water. Everything must be carried by hand. Every trip takes time. Every task requires effort. Even something as simple as drinking water demands work. By the time they return home, the boy's arms already ache, and the day has only just begun. Soon they make their way to the fields. This is where most of their lives are spent: planting, digging, harvesting, repairing. The work changes with the seasons, but the work never truly ends. The sun slowly rises higher. The boy wipes sweat from his forehead. His hands are rough. His clothes are worn. Yet he continues, because stopping is not an option. The land provides life, but only for those willing to work for it. Modern people often imagine childhood as a time of play. For medieval children, life is different. Children help their families from a young age. They carry water, gather firewood, watch animals, work in the fields. The boy is still young, but already he understands responsibility. His family depends on him, and he depends on them. Everyone has a role. Everyone contributes. The greatest fear is not war. It is not bandits. It is not even disease. The greatest fear is hunger. One bad harvest can change everything. Weeks of rain, months of drought, a sudden frost. Any of these can destroy crops. And when crops fail, food becomes scarce. Families begin eating less. Parents skip meals. Children go to bed hungry. Every village knows stories like these. Every family remembers them. As the sun begins to set, the work finally slows. The family returns home. Their bodies are tired. Their clothes are dirty. Their hands ache. Yet there is comfort in returning to the warmth of the cottage. A candle is lit. Soft light fills the room. For a short time, the world outside no longer matters. The family is together, and that is enough. The evening meal is simple: bread, porridge, perhaps a few vegetables. Nothing luxurious, nothing extraordinary. Yet the family is grateful. Tomorrow will bring another long day, another sunrise, another struggle. The candle burns lower and lower. One by one, their eyes begin to close. The cottage grows quiet. Outside, the village sleeps. And beneath the dark medieval sky, another ordinary day comes to an end. Winter is the season every family fears. The days become shorter. The nights become longer. Cold wind finds its way through every crack in the cottage walls. Firewood becomes more valuable than ever. Without enough wood, the cold can become deadly. Every family prepares for winter months in advance. Those who fail to prepare often pay a terrible price. Throughout the year, the family stores whatever food they can: dried vegetables, grain, salted foods, anything that might last through the winter. Every sack of grain feels important. Every jar feels valuable, because nobody knows how difficult the coming months will be. A single mistake today could mean hunger tomorrow. Illness is a constant threat. There are no hospitals, no modern medicines, no antibiotics. A simple infection can become dangerous. A fever can become deadly. When someone becomes sick, the family can do little more than wait and hope. Sometimes hope is enough. Sometimes it is not. The harvest does not belong entirely to the family. Part of it must be given away. Taxes are collected every year. The local lord expects his share. The church expects its share. What remains must support the family until the next harvest. For many peasants, there is never quite enough. The church stands at the center of village life. Its bells mark the passing of time. Its teachings guide the community. Most villagers cannot read, but everyone understands the stories told inside the church. Faith brings comfort, especially during difficult times. It offers hope in a world filled with uncertainty. Life is filled with uncertainty. A poor harvest, a harsh winter, an illness, an accident. Any one of these can change a family's future. People learn to live with fear, not because they are brave, but because they have no choice. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Despite every hardship, family remains the most valuable thing they have. They work together, eat together, and face every challenge together. In difficult times, family can mean the difference between survival and disaster. The boy understands this. Even at a young age, He knows he is part of something larger than himself. Darkness slowly settles over the village. The candle burns low. Outside, the fields grow silent. The animals rest. The roads become empty. Inside the cottage, the family prepares for sleep. Tomorrow will look much like today. Another sunrise. Another day of work. Another chance to survive. And beneath the quiet medieval sky, the village sleeps. Not every moment is filled with hardship. Sometimes, there are small reasons to smile. A successful harvest, a warm meal, a child laughing beside the fire, a peaceful evening without rain. These moments may seem ordinary, but for a medieval family, they are precious. They remind everyone that life is more than work and survival. Even in difficult times, there is still room for happiness. As the boy lies awake, he wonders what tomorrow will bring. Perhaps the weather will be kind. Perhaps the crops will grow well. Perhaps life will become a little easier. No one can know for certain. The future belongs to God and to fortune. All the family can do is prepare, work hard, and hope for the best, just as they did yesterday, and just as they will do tomorrow. The candle finally goes out. Darkness fills the cottage. The family sleeps. Outside, the village remains silent beneath the stars. No one knows what challenges the next day will bring. But for now, there is peace. A brief moment of rest. A brief escape from the struggles of everyday life. And somewhere in the darkness, another medieval night quietly passes by. The cottage is small, very small. One room serves almost every purpose. It is where the family eats. It is where they work. It is where they sleep. Smoke stains the wooden walls. The smell of the hearth never disappears. It clings to their clothes, their blankets, even their hair. The family owns very little. A wooden table, a few stools, some clay bowls, a chest for their most valuable possessions. Nothing more. Every object has value. Every object must last for years. Tonight, you are not a king. You are not a knight. You are not a wealthy merchant. You are a poor medieval peasant living in a small cottage with your family. There is no electricity, no running water, no modern medicine, only hard work and the hope of surviving another day. Outside, the world is still dark. Inside the cottage, a single candle burns softly. Its warm light flickers across rough wooden walls. Beside you, your family sleeps on simple beds of straw. Tomorrow will be much like today. The same work, the same struggles, the same hopes. But for now, the village is quiet, and before the sun rises, let us step into the forgotten world of an ordinary medieval family.